IELTS Speaking Part 3 can be especially challenging because it involves more complex and abstract questions. In this video, I'm going to show you a simple approach that you can use to simplify the question and give high-scoring answers. My name is Grace, I am Academic Manager and Expert IELTS Teacher. Now, if you are preparing for the IELTS speaking test, you're probably feeling a little bit nervous about Part 3 because it does require more extended answers to abstract and complex questions. However, with the right approach, you can simplify the questions and give clear, structured answers. First, in this video, let's look at exactly what is required from you in IELTS Speaking Part 3. Then we will go over a step-by-step guide that you can use to give really great high-scoring answers. In Part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, the examiner will ask you questions related to broader social issues and abstract topics. The idea here is that you need to discuss and analyse these ideas in depth and give a more extended answer than you would for parts 1 and 2. Now, an example question that you might get in Part 3 could be, why do some people prefer living in cities while others prefer more rural areas? Or another example question could be, how has technology impacted the way we communicate with each other? Now, many candidates find these types of questions challenging because they require deeper critical thinking and a more extended answer on a complex topic. On top of all of this, you're probably feeling quite nervous during the test. So let's now look at a step-by-step guide that you can use to simplify the process and help you give clear, structured answers. The first step in this process is to listen carefully and identify the key points in the question. Make sure that you pay attention to the main idea and the specific points being asked. Take this example question. Why do some people prefer to live in cities while others prefer rural areas? We're being asked to focus on the reasons behind these two preferences. Remember, if you miss the question or you don't fully understand, it's completely fine to ask the examiner to repeat the question. Try not to do this for every single question they ask you, but of course, now and again, it's perfectly acceptable to ask them to repeat if you didn't quite catch it. The next thing we can do is break the question down. So divide it into manageable parts. Sometimes the question is very long and it's easier to think of it in more than one part. For example, the question we looked at, why do some people prefer to live in cities? Why do some people prefer rural areas? So in this example, we've broken it into two manageable parts and we can manage each part individually. And that will help us to ensure that we answer all of the question that's being asked. Next, you're going to paraphrase the question. This means restating the question in your own words to ensure that you understand it. For example, what are the reasons that make some people choose city life over rural life and vice versa? So in that way, we've paraphrased the question to make sure that we really understand it. Now, this is not something that you need to do out loud to the examiner. It's just a quick thing that you can do in your head before you start to answer. Next, when you start to answer the question, you're going to use a simple answer structure. An example of a great answer structure to use would be introduction, explanation, example, conclusion. Now, you can use this type of structure for almost all of the questions that you get in Speaking Part 3, and it will really help you to give clear answers to the examiner. Let's take a look at an answer to this question that we've looked at using that answer structure. Starting with our introduction, giving our opinion. In my opinion, there are several reasons why some people prefer city life while others prefer living in rural areas. Our explanation, so dealing with the city first. In cities, people often have better access to jobs, healthcare, and education. And then our example, for instance, someone might choose to live in a city because of the abundance of career opportunities. And then we've got our other explanation, because for this question it comes in two parts. On the other hand, rural areas offer a peaceful environment and a closer connection to nature. and then our example. For example, many people move to the countryside to enjoy a quieter lifestyle. And then ending with our conclusion. Ultimately, the choice depends on individual preferences and priorities. Now, that example answer was a little bit short. You could go into a little bit more detail in the actual exam, but you get the idea of how to use this nice, clear structure in your responses. The next thing we need to make sure is that we give a balanced and well-reasoned answer. So let's look at how to do that now. So for speaking part 3 questions, it's important that you provide balanced viewpoints and give reasons for your explanations. Remember, we're giving extended answers to these questions with a nice in-depth analysis of our ideas. Look at this example. While city life offers more conveniences and opportunities, rural life can provide a healthier and more relaxed lifestyle. Both choices have their unique advantages depending on what an individual values more. You can see in this example that we've provided a balanced answer, but we've also given reasons for all of our ideas. Now it's time to put into practice everything that you've learned in this video by giving your own answer to an IELTS Speaking Part 3 question. So let's take a look and see the question that you are going to answer. How has technology changed the way we communicate with each other? Let's just go over the steps once more. First, identify the key points in the question. Then break down the question into manageable parts. Paraphrase the question using your own words to check that you understand. Use a simple answer structure when you are giving your answer. And make sure that your response is balanced and well-reasoned. So now take a moment here, you can pause the video if you like and give your own response to this question, keeping in mind everything that we've looked at so far in the video. Great work everybody, I hope that you found that useful. Now remember, something that you can do when you're practicing IELTS speaking by yourself is to get your phone and record yourself giving these responses. The benefit of this is that you can then listen back to your answer and analyse how well you did. Did you use a clear answer structure? Was your response balanced and was it well reasoned? So that's a great little activity that you can do to improve at home. Now I'm going to end by showing you an example of an answer to this question. Technology has significantly transformed our communication methods. Nowadays, we rely heavily on digital platforms for both personal and professional communication. For instance, social media allows us to stay connected with friends and family worldwide. However, this shift also has some drawbacks, such as reduced face-to-face interactions. Many people feel that online communication lacks the personal touch of in-person conversations. Overall, while technology has made communication faster and more convenient, it also presents challenges in maintaining personal connections. So there's an example of a well-structured, balanced and reasoned response to that question. I'd love to hear how you got on with that particular question, so let me know in the comments down below. Remember that to improve your speaking for the IELTS test, it's important that you practice regularly, ideally under the supervision of an experienced IELTS teacher. Now, if you are looking for more IELTS practice, why not join our free masterclass? It's absolutely free to attend and sign up and join, and you will get so much expert advice and tips for the IELTS test. Now, information for how to join that masterclass can be found in the description below this video. I hope to see you there, and until then, happy studying everyone, and goodbye.